His Excellency would like to ask if any of the residential school survivors would like to take this opportunity to be heard by His Holiness.
My mother would like to speak in her language.
Aileen Spears, Nisikasun, Nya Oste, Cree Nation.
My name is Aileen Spears. I am from the Cree Nation in Manitoba, Canada.
When things are too good, I'm just scared that things will be taken away.
I want my children home where they should be.
It's the law, Matthew. You'd go to jail if you don't sign.
Grace, honestly, Bones of Crows is an astonishingly great film. I mean, in terms of its artistry, the story, its richness. I mean, I thought I knew a lot about residential schools and Indigenous, suffering at the hands of settlers, but this really opened my eyes. Did you learn anything from it?
I learned so much. I mean, so little is taught to us through education in the Western school system. I also know a lot. It's no secret what happened in residential schools to us as Indigenous people, but I'm so grateful. Thank you for sharing and being open to learning. I think that's kind of the goal, is that I hope that non-Indigenous folks can keep being present and keep being curious.
So, I mean, Buffy St. Marie's been talking about residential schools since the 60s. And nobody listened, because due to the graves, now we're talking. I mean, this is 40 years later.
I love Buffy. A friend of mine. She's a hero. She's my family. She comes to. I grew up in northern British Columbia, and she always recognizes my family because I have a photo when I was, I think, 3. She's holding me, and she's been a hero of mine for so long.
Oh man, that is great that you know her. The role as Aileen is a huge burden for any actor. A lot can happen in the decades that you represent. Did you pull anything out of yourself for this that helped you?
As an actor, you have to. I mean, I get a script, I get a character description, I get a history, I do my research. But one of the biggest things that I learned as a young actor, and I think when I started booking roles, was you can't leave yourself out. So if I bring a piece of me, especially as a Indigenous Sequoias woman, I am a survivor. My family are survivors of residential school system. We all are as Indigenous people. So I have to bring that in. And I think that's what gives us our power, but primarily Aileen, but also, I feel like I am woven into it.
Think of the education they will receive. If it wasn't for the church, a residential school system would never exist.
We have 324 students that will keep them in a state of malnutrition.
And if you want to motivate the Indian, you must starve him.
Naturally, we're seeing a rise in sickness.
Be careful. You're gonna see things you never forget. You gotta keep it inside you.
You didn't think your master escape would go unpunished.
I need your protection.
You're an Indian. I don't owe you anything.
You promised me that you won't look back. You are our tomorrow.
We're sending you to London, putting together a special operation.
The Germans haven't been able to crack our codes in Cree. How did you keep your language? We've been training all our lives.
There is no way that we are going to give up when we are threatened with cultural genocide.
She's been through so much, but she managed to retain her language, number one, that gave her a future job. And she retained her spirit. And I'm sure there's millions of people who did that, but we need to celebrate them. And I think this is part of the appeal of Bones of Crows, because they say, yes, it's possible to survive trauma.
I think that it's exactly that. I mean, people are easy to say it's a story of trauma. It's a story of fighting, but I really feel like it's a story of love. It's a story about a family's love. And it shows that if you really truly care about your family, you will do anything. And I know, I am an example of that. We all are. Our parents fought for us to be here. And especially 500 years after colonization, we are still here, and it's very beautiful. And I'm so grateful, because I think that love is the word. It's not so much about everything that we went through. It's our survival.
Yes. Oh, well said. So well said. The script, the acting, the preparing, the first read. When did it hit you hardest, what you had ahead of you?
I remember reading the first audition, and I thought, this is me. I knew it. I've been an actor for going on 14 years now, and I knew this was my role. I mean, every actor can say that, right? You go, oh, this is me, I got this. That's kind of that self-talk, but I knew in the depth of my spirit. And then I think 3-4 months later, I get a call from Marie Clements. She's like, so you want to do Bones of Crows? Yes, of course. She's like, oh yeah, we were sorting through things. Oh yeah, we knew, you're perfect. I was like, I just suffered and sweat, you know, blood, sweat, and tears for 4 months waiting because I thought this was me.
And look what the reviewers are saying.
Yeah, I knew. I mean, this is such a dream come true.
Now, what about all the young actors, you know, the children? How are they protected on the set?
As youth, as young people, we have to protect our kids and our youth and our babies. And this, you know, Bones of Crows, especially with Summer, who plays the young version of me, I adore her like a sister. And seeing the courage that she has, the power that she has, the strength, she inspires me. And I wish the best for her. And I know she works so hard, but it's up to me and our team here behind Bones of Crows to protect her. She has everything that I wanted to be when I was that age. So I'm just really proud of our kids, and we just need to protect them.
I also want to ask about protecting them from the subject matter. How did you balance that?
I mean, I think that would be, you know, Marie Clements obviously has a lot more power in that. I was only on set opposite from the younger version than me, opposite from the kids, right? Because I play an older version. But when it comes to the content, I really believe that if we were young enough to experience residential schools, then kids are old enough to understand and learn about it. I really believe that. So I think parents who don't want their kids to know about residential schools, I wish that we never had to go through it too.
Wow, Grace, thank you. Thank you so much for your eloquence and passion. Best of luck with the picture.
Cooks Jim, thank you.
They knew love. What you taught them was an education in unrelenting cruelty.